It started. The computer started. Hello, my name is David, and I'm a volunteer sex therapist on some occasions. Now, I'd like to give you my opinion on Blondie, the rock group, fronted by Debbie Harry, the great icon of New York. I love their records, and I like seeing them perform. Now, Deborah Harry, perhaps the perfect visual representation of the strong, independent woman, even more than of the 20th century, and of course more recently, even more representative than Marilyn Monroe or any of the other stars. I saw her in Blackpool in England, and not in performance. She was actually walking up Church Street with some bodyguards, or I thought were bodyguards. They were really her bandmates, very tall men, and she had that joyous expression that she usually has. And excuse me. In her biography, her autobiography, she expresses this experience of being in Clubland in New York with all the people who, she says, have unashamed sexuality of various descriptions. And so I would like to hold her up as representative of the path in terms of sexuality for men, anyway. And as for women, they can take their pick. As me, of course, yeah. But anyway, I was thinking about the role of Jesus in religion and sex in religions, and of course in religious culture or religious society, the idea of sex, which is a bit of a misnomer. The word sex does not have its proper roots in what we think it has. It's rather an obscure idea. But anyway, we'll leave that to one side. In religions, the religious life of people, sex has to do mostly with marrying, which has to do with weddings and so on. But the wedding is something that's just like a piece of paper. You can throw it away if you want. The commitment, the level of commitment is what's important between the two lovers. And the legal situation is designed, I suppose, in a well-meaning way to protect the rights of children. If the couple are registered as married, then the hue and cry of any crime can more easily reach the ears of someone who can help. Whether this is effective or not, I don't know. With or without wedding ceremonies, the success of marrying or marriage relies upon the maturity and integrity of the two people involved. Now, it's much the same in the Buddhist world and in the synagogue and in the Hindu, Shaivan and Vaishnav societies, and in Islam, which seems to be about the most sexually free community or society. There have been recent outpourings of God's will and power and blessings than those aforementioned, or at least the founders' influence of the aforementioned religious faith. And many people find themselves taking their pick in a similar way as to perhaps even in some cases choosing different types of chocolate or sweets to buy from the shop of the world, looking for techniques and yogas and yoga in terms of various methods and techniques, mostly physical ones. The love of God can get easily ignored. The love of the infinite, of the self, the love of myself, and yourself, and yourselves can easily become something that can be ignored, as the restrictivist ideas of religion close in on the infinite human psyche. So all I can say is heed Jesus' example and live your life in according to love, the love of the heart, and the enlightenment of the mind. And when the two are together, there is no difference between them. So, the role of Jesus. Well, Jesus, of course, had his divine friend in Mary, and whether or not they had any children, there are no records of in the established scripture that we know of, though his mother did bring his son to see him at one point, and also some of his brothers and sisters. Although he's very busy, he did find time to see them eventually, what must have seemed like an eternity for them. So my wife died a few years ago, at the beginning of the COVID outbreak and the lockdown and all the rest. And we never had any children together. Although she had one child from a previous marriage. And we were very happy together. Life was lived in love, outpourings of love all the time, and very interesting paths, very interesting discoverings and pathways, and sex therapy was very strong. So it is I think very important to consider marriage for everyone to consider marriage, even if there is no ceremony or legal writ or contract. Don't forget that no one could ever make a deal with God, because he is all merciful and all benevolent. You cannot make a deal with the ocean. It goes its own way. So even without those things, the importance of what people call sex, or the union of two souls. The union of two souls is probably a better term, so we'll use that one. The union of two souls into the garden. Well, she is the garden and he is the tree of life which is planted within it. The travelling into the garden by the man, finding everything, no matter how long it takes, whether it be half a second or half an hour, or of course you have to be very strong for it to last half an hour, keep very healthy and fit. In fact, I don't know of anyone who's ever actually accomplished sex or the union of two souls in just a half an hour, although it's possible. And make sure that you experience fully the other person. Don't spare any depths within, or any length of the root of the tree which the man has. Right. Is there anything else to say? I cannot think that I have anything else to say about that. Here, with prayers to God, I leave you. Think of your prayers to God and aim them well. I'm going to switch off now.